to call to order the Townsend Conservation Commission meeting for February 19th, 2025 at 7 p.m. It's 7:01 p.m. Roll call, please.
Mike Platshead, present.
James Dorian.
James Gates, present.
Kevin Smith, present.
Everybody mind leading us in the pledge of allegiance?
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, liberty and justice for all.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just thinking about the news. Tomorrow morning, letting a few of those old 5-star generals go. No.
This meeting is being recorded. Is anyone else recording? Departments, additions, and or deletions. We'll talk about the NRWA grant to survey and map a few selected conservation properties in town. And 3.1. Chairman's additions and or deletion, or the chair report. Oh, I was just looking at this. I think Kevin's the vice chair, or is it Jimmy?
Kevin yields a great deal of power.
I just noticed that on the heading.
I thought you were, Jim.
No, I have enough trouble with this vice chair position.
Who's the vice chair?
No, I mean the clerk. Clerk, I mean, that's put a lot of responsibility on me with that. In fact, I'm gonna write in next vice.
Thank you. And then review and approve meeting minutes from
June 13.
we have some in here from June 12th.
It's a backlog out
If there was.
June 12th.
No. That one slide by.
Well, put them up, let us all cruise through them and get them blessed. We're only looking for January's, right?
No, if Kobe says we have that too.
Right, but January's is the only other.
They haven't been posted.
Well, there's that possibility.
It doesn't make sense that we would have not approved these meeting minutes back then.
Are you saying there's a backlog?
All the way back to June 12th, I started with October 20th.
No,
No,
Jessica had done them up until when she left.
no.
But
We've approved the meeting minutes right up until the last month.
All right.
yeah,
Last couple.
yeah, but no, he's doing his due diligence because he can't find them posted though.
what do you?
Well, I appreciate that, Colby, but you know, we every meeting we generally approve the meetings.
I'll find it.
I'm just saying,
Maybe
I
two
don't want to
prior meetings
review.
before, like they might have been gone 2 prior meetings.
Unless you want us to look at 6 months of them
No.
and remember any of what we
Okay, so
did
give me
in
the
June.
June ones back.
Yeah, I'm certain Chris would have done these.
It's quite possible.
The vice chair says-
No, he's trying to find the stuff. It's like a web.
No, I know, he's got a lot of shoveling to do in there to shovel everything back and get everything where it belongs, but,
Basically, for trying,
you're,
making sure that they were done regardless.
Yeah, I had to watch you guys.
I'm
Dabble through.
looking at that saying,
Just skip that one. Then.
yeah, we must have approved those. I mean, we can take a vote to approve them if
No, just
that's
ignore
what it takes, but
What?
Got them all worked out.
yeah, well.
No, I just wanted to make sure that we had made mention of the roadside and the bottom for erosion control, but Kevin had marked it accordingly on the plans.
Okay.
at 22.
Does make me just see those.
Look at all the paperwork you got in front of you. What's going on? You're looking away.
Mike's got all the ones back to
Really
June.
involved over
You
there.
want June?
Okay.
No, this is good. Maybe he should be a clerk. You know, I mean, I like that.
Well, most of this is just reading material in case the meeting is boring.
No boring here.
Right, well, if everyone's happy with them, then
Kobe, there's a bottle in underneath the desk, HW in the office. Holy water, just for those, just sprinkle them. They're good. We all put into it.
Oh, gosh.
And the snow was crusty enough for the Bobcat to stand on it, so be careful out there. Saw it hugging across the field and it went in. Didn't break through, just, they love it,
can I
right?
see those, Mike?
I saw
You
my,
done or?
I saw my track machine get stuck.
Well, which one, this one?
Yeah, the ones that I put okay on.
Winter ice tracks on.
No, the ones you have right there in your hand. What are the ones? Those are the minutes. So,
You
I
put
don't know if
okay
you're
on
ready
some?
for the clerk position, you already lost those. Here,
That's an Nintendo.
got stuck, did it, Kev?
Yeah.
It's frozen. It's the ice
It's
underneath.
battling in it now, you know.
Yeah. Sometimes you, what, couldn't claw yourself out?
Just get it with chains.
Colby's it.
Put the chains on.
The
Front.
biggest thing on, or I just, on this, you have me saying to use hay bales rather than straw, but it was actually the other way around.
Oh,
Yeah,
Straw rather than hay bales.
Especially on the pond side. And you're gonna know to keep that way up and not on the sand area. You're gonna want that, just don't think that the water's not gonna get up above the stone wall or whatever. You know how high it can get or how low it can stay.
Right.
Are you over there staying in the winter or is just visiting and working and?
we do a bunch of overnights. It's trying to stay. It's a
Huh?
little chilly.
Nah.
burning through it. We have to burn
slow.
15 minutes before.
I'm slow. I'm doing it because we gotta let the clock go.
If you need to burn 15 minutes.
Well, we're down to 5 now.
Can I recuse myself and ask a few questions relating to our situation, or is that?
No.
I have to wait until the next meeting.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Can, yeah, that sounds right.
Technically, yes. So Colby, the other thing I had was the straw versus the hay.
Correct.
Okay. Pending those changes,
And then,
We'll make a vote to, I'll make a motion to approve the minutes of
January 22nd,
January 22nd,
2025.
2025.
Is there a second?
James Duran second,
Roll call vote, starting with Mike.
Mike Parsad, yes.
James Duran, yes.
James Gates, yes.
Kevin Smith, yes.
Thank you, Colby. All right, now we have a 4.7 agent report.
Let's start with the survey that we have going on, the property survey, Dillis and Roy.
Yeah.
They are underway, Dudley Road, about a third of the way done. West Meadow, West Meadow to Roder Street.
West Meadow Road, yeah.
West Meadow Road.
And that's the what, 20 acre parcel on West?
Yeah, it's about half completed. There's another one that's off of West Meadow up there. Landmark.
Up in the back piece, yeah, the back piece of color,
Yeah, and that's started, but.
To the other side of Attorney's old property.
correct,
Yeah,
up in the back, up on the flat.
they expect to be done, at the end of next week.
Barring the depth of snow.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll go right into this one, this is a good one. Ann Gannon, approached me, she's a Northeast District Land Agent.
Keep your mouth shut until he's done.
I love all the girls, you know that.
She wants to be added to, the 26 March Conservation Commission meeting, to, talk about, possibility of the Fish and Wildlife, Department of Fish and Wildlife purchasing properties from the town, in particular, a couple that are, under our control, Conservation Commission. She also, made me aware that the property, one of the properties we have, the one off the Dudley, isn't completely protected because it's not deeded to the Conservation Commission. I have to research that some more, see what needs to be done on that.
Is it the one that we're having surveyed?
Yeah, the paperwork is not properly deeded to the town of Massachusetts Conservation Commission.
I don't have the entire 100% answer to that. It's, because it says open space on it, and the understanding is that goes to Conservation Commission, but I think that's not entirely.
That's a piece next to the
I think she's
fossil
right,
farm.
that it's not 100% protected, so I have to research it more. So think about, the 26 March, she wants to add it to the agenda. We have another property that, has an open OOC on it, 56 Bayberry Hill. We have to decide, figure out a way to meander through the process.
So,
Because, yeah, partially, they have part of the work done. Septic system was installed, the house, was not raised and reconstructed, still, it's never been demolished.
The old
Changed
Brady
hands.
place,
It got sold.
It's Brady's?
the old Brady place, and it was given to
right,
the pastor of the
so
church.
when, right, so when,
Near the
you guys can
Acumen.
correct me if I'm wrong, but when they sell, when properties change hands, they own the notice of, or the OOC goes with it.
Well, I don't-
Chris did it.
Yeah, I worked on that.
Is that property changed hands again from the pastor? I know he
Yeah,
had it
yeah.
for sale.
It's,
Okay, all right.
Kevin Ritchie's son bought it.
Kevin Ritchie's son bought
Yeah,
it, okay.
Jack bought it.
Jack,
Yeah,
okay,
Jack, right, but.
so
We're working with Jack.
And that's 56 Bayberry?
basically, that's
Yeah.
something, I would
He
say, what
inherits
do you think, Chris? Give him an extension, is it because it's getting,
Well,
It's only
I'm not
a
sure,
year.
at this point, can we discuss it quite so much? Or I think we should just realize that we have to come up with a plan to work. I don't know if.
Well, they're gonna have to deal with the order of conditions if it transfers to them.
Well, Chris is working with him.
Get it out on the paper.
you're aware of it, Chris?
Well, I have a question.
And tell us what
Hold on,
it
hey,
is.
guys,
Hold on, hold on.
let Colby finish his
I
report.
was hoping to hear back
Sorry,
from
Colby.
them by now, but haven't. And, I've got a couple of emails out to the DEPs, for guidance on it. So I think it's, I know that the new owner wants to answer and wants to get going on it, but I think we gotta wait for, an answer from the DEP. Like, I think that would save a lot of headaches in the end.
Some research has gotta be done. What can we do with it now?
What's, I don't know if I fully understand what your concern is.
That,
Transference of ownership.
Okay, well, that happens all the time.
Yeah.
Right, the new owner's gonna own the order of conditions. It
yeah, that happens.
transfers to their headache. And if you're working with
isn't
them,
there another year left on that order condition? At least,
But it's probably longer than that because the state just extended all the permits.
okay.
oh, because of COVID.
I don't know if it has to do with COVID or what they did, but they.
No, it was something else. I remember seeing an email.
Yeah,
So what is
the
it?
governor extended all the permits that were open between a certain period of time, and this one would clearly fall in that category.
So we can discuss it when, I'm gonna let Colby run it with this one, and wait for the guidance, because there's that plays into it. We'll wait for you to hear back from the state.
Yeah.
And just let,
Meaning the
Jack, no.
DEP's got
just for their guidance, especially with the governor,
extending. And what was the extensions on a general, 1 year?
I think it was 2 years.
Even better, so.
Yeah,
Colby,
it was
is
2
there,
years.
Chris?
Yeah.
Okay.
is there anything else you had in your report?
That's it.
Sorry, they got all confused and, no, deal, working with the state, that's fine, I'm not. Is everyone good for now?
Yep.
Right, so we're gonna move on, is 7:17.
When tax, can we trade land with her? We can trade her woodland, open land.
Get a hearing from you, just some 15.
Open land.
2.1, order conditions amendment for 50 Sonora Road, TWB 2024-162 DEP number 3080703, septic replacement service line, located and placed on the ground, septic or electric?
Septic.
What?
Yes, I'm sorry, my electric, septic, it's the original permit is titled septic. I think when you guys did the walkthrough, you saw there's issues with the electrical lines that we're trying to put underground.
Okay.
So it's electric, not.
The electric service that this amendment's for.
Okay.
All good.
All right.
So the receipt for the check, is that correct? I thought we changed our amendment or our fee schedule with, so it would be higher.
Did, and it should be in there,
Yeah. So
Wait,
I think the online form said 35, so I mailed that in. Kobe did correct me. I didn't know. Apparently I've done this before, and last time I was told to write a new check for 50 and we'll just destroy the old one, or if you'd rather no one's deposited, I'll just write a check for 15.
yeah, it should do 15, not 50. Cause I already cashed.
Okay.
I submitted it, I didn't want to.
So the online fee schedule will never updated.
Okay, so Colby, the online fee schedule isn't updated?
I did update it, but there's a couple.
Yeah, because he sends it to,
The old one kicking around.
oh,
So,
in other places?
Yeah, throw those all out, get those.
No,
all-
no, it's stuff that
The
he can't
old
control.
ones,
It's
Stuff
other
that was
places on the website.
Yeah.
those.
Can you make a note in there, like if somebody looks it up to, call to confirm
May have
that
changed.
these are the new fee schedules
Yeah, yeah.
for twenty
That might not
twenty-five,
be a bad thing to
and
say.
then people will see it. and
But
then,
you have a completed, up-to-date fee schedule, because we went through, I think,
Not that long.
none of them were untouched. I think we
Right
increased
before Jessica left.
just
We did.
before. Everything I think went up,
Yeah.
reasonably.
We're covering half the labor,
Right, that was the big discussion. How much does it?
It's just 2 abutters notices that there are.
It's written bond.
State and
Isn't that nice? Just 2 abutters.
Alright, in red is the electric.
Yep.
Sorry, no, then I'll read the letter. Good afternoon. Currently, the main service line for 50 Sonora Road is above ground, served from a utility pole on the property. As it currently hangs, the line does not meet the minimum ground clearance for overhead power lines. Furthermore, the garage is serviced by a non-compliant 12-gauge wire suspended from the house to the garage with visible damage to the wire. This wire cannot support a car charger needed in the garage. The proposed solution is to run a new line underground from the utility pole to the service panel next to the garage. From the service panel, new underground lines will run to the house and the garage. The garage will have a new 100 amp service and support a vehicle charger and workshop. Changes to DEP number 308-0703, a 2-foot deep trench will be dug from the house to the garage and from the garage to the utility pole for the new electric service. Wattles used for the now complete septic install will be moved more directly in line with work. Those finished septic area with mature grass are attached. 2 trees next to the garage will be removed to make room for the electric panel and service trench.
Nice.
Consideration, kind regards, Rob Becker.
And that's it, 100 amp is gonna go to the garage and whatever amperage to the house, you're running in.
I think so. I
Choice
think
was
that's
to go
currently has to-
underground.
Yeah.
Which I would do too.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Straightforward.
Now that gets CC'd and stamped. A set of plans go to the building inspector, to the electrical inspection.
Yep.
Whoop de doo from there. Yep.
Correspondent or?
Everybody gets, you know, what's going on
Okay.
with the electrical inspector.
These aren't the electrical inspector plans, these were mocked up, so you understand the project, the
Yeah.
electricians actually work with the building
Yeah, this-
inspectors. So,
Yeah, it was a curiosity question. They were stamped. I was just wondering.
There's nothing.
Yeah, they're the same. Yeah, it is dated.
No, it was only stamped and approved by the recommend of the town.
Is that what you're asking? Approved, or approved?
Yeah.
Amendment? Or amended, okay. I make a motion to accept, minor change to DEP number 308-0703, the TWB 2023-162, for electric service line relocation, at 50 Sonneberg Road. Is there a second?
Second.
Second. Discussion? Roll call vote starting with Mike.
Mike Pot said yes.
James Troy is.
James Gates, yes.
Kevin Smith, yes.
Newton Tom's been busy.
it seems like a silly question right now because of the circumstances, but the septic system, I emailed the photos and the lawn, I mowed the lawn, like the grass is in.
Everything's established.
It's quite established, so I want to move the hay bales,
The wattles,
the wattles to be right next to this project instead of very far away where
So technically you can't, so the order of conditions is closed, but you did email pictures. You've had the pictures, right?
Yes.
So obviously it's established. Don't know when you're gonna thaw out. the
Yeah, I
wattles
don't know
to move them.
but I don't, right, I think step one was to get the approval of the commission and then I would in the spring continue with the project.
I think that's a minor detail considering that the septic is, all the grass is established and it's a flat area and there's no chance of erosion. To move some of those, it's under the same order.
Yeah.
You're amending the order.
Yeah, but we're not gonna. What?
Don't get hung up on that. Go.
Yeah.
Do what we gotta do.
Yeah,
In a sense, it's reusing them.
I know.
even better.
I can't tell you no, I can't tell you yes.
Or we go up and we have Colby go up, and he's not gonna do it till the spring anyway. Right now, there's 3 feet of frost on the ground. So you're not gonna do it till the spring.
Mm.
Maybe Colby can come out, take a look at it.
And then
Give
I'll
the
be
office a
digging
call.
that springtime.
Absolutely.
Your grass, then everybody he can take a look at it and see that it's nice and established, and kick that over there, continue on, get that seeded, and as soon as that's established, you'll be able to get a sign off on it.
Very good. Okay. But there's a whole process once I'm done, right? I have to request,
Completed or
Yeah,
COC, completed order condition.
conditions.
we got 2 outstanding ones, so I'll request them both this spring. Excellent.
All right,
You say that, you'll be back.
you like
I
it,
hope so. I have some
you like
fun.
it here, you like it here.
I do. I do. I'm jealous of life.
Mike hasn't gone home yet, so Mike hasn't had to go home yet, start pulling his hair out, you hear him yelling over there at the lake. What did I do that for?
Well, you did corner the market on silt fence.
I do
mean,
have
you-
quite a
it's-
lot of.
Without the foliage, you look across the pond and a mile.
Colby is the legal notice in here for 23 Shirley.
Should be, yeah, it's the,
Is it in there?
what? There's a newspaper in there. I can yell.
So is it in Sonnet Row? They saw one for poles in there, but it's so small,
You need my glasses,
kind of.
let me let you borrow my cheaters.
All right, so
You might need them for that. I sure would. Well, I don't think I could read it with my glasses.
I might need it, but
You try it just in case.
yeah. So 728 is close enough. 2.2. Notice of intent, 23 Shirley Road, TWB 2025-001, DEP number 3080720. Applicant, I'm really sorry, I'm gonna butcher this.
Johnny Arujo.
John Arujo. You, Kevin. Project status, the proposed project is the construction of a single-family house with driveway, septic system, and related site grading. Proposed house is to be within 100-foot buffer. Can I have a motion to open the hearing? Or can I make a motion to open a hearing? Is there a second?
Second.
Right.
Roll call vote starting with Mike.
Mike Potts said yes.
James Deroyan, yes.
James Gates, yes.
Kevin Smith, yes.
These are so dirty, I can't even read them.
They are a little dirty, aren't they?
Chris, let me read this.
That was excellent, Kevin.
Pursuant to the
That's all the family does.
Mass WPA, guys, let me read this. Townsend Wetlands Bylaw, Townsend Conservation Commission will hold a public hearing Wednesday, February 19th at approximately 6:15 p.m. At Town Hall on notice of intent, filed with the Concom for John Arujo. The property is located at 23 Shirley Road, parcel ID 3231. The proposed project is the construction of a single-family house, with driveway, septic system, and related site grading. The house is to be built within a 100-foot buffer of the bordering vegetated wetland. Parties wishing to speak in support of or opposition to this application may do so at the meeting or in writing prior to the meeting. Copies of this application are available for review at Town Hall during business hours. Chris, one thing that says we're missing is the certified receipts for abutters.
I was gonna print those out too. I can get those emailed right over.
Okay.
Yeah, the girl, she asked me about them today and I said, yeah, I'm gonna need those. I said, okay, I'll print them, I'll get them all set for you to print. I said, okay, and I just didn't print them. So I'll get those to you though, we do have those. The other big issue that I want to talk about before we get into the details of the project, DEP did issue a file number and it came with quite a few comments.
Yeah, it did.
I saw that.
Yeah, well, it kind of came as a surprise. Usually a project doesn't get, like this project was 2/3 to 3/4 of the way done when it arrived on my desk. It usually doesn't make it this far without somebody finding something wrong if there's something wrong. So it's not usually left to me to find out. So I went through the whole thing, finished the design, started doing the notice of intent, got to the ACEC question, looked up the map, and I looked, and the ACEC on the maps, on the GIS, goes like that. Our property is this right here, this lot, and it comes down and goes like that. So I checked it off, said, yep, we're in the ACEC. Didn't really even think about it. Sent it all in. Then the comments came back and I said, whoa, wait a minute. How did this get to me?
What were the,
Well,
They'll get there.
the issue, Jim, is that in an ACEC, you can't fill wetlands.
no,
So I didn't register to me at that point what was going on. So then I got the thing from DEP and I looked at it and I said, well, wait a minute, how did this get to me? People did testing, they divided the lot, they did all this other work. How did it get all the way to me before this got figured out? And then I looked at the map and I looked and I thought, well, this is weird. See this? See the green?
Well, let's see it.
That is the Squanicook Wetland Wildlife Management Area.
oh,
And this goes like this and goes partway through Mr. Araujo's land, because his land goes all the way back. It goes like this. And it goes oddly shaped through his lot. And I started looking at that and I said, wait a minute, something's up here. I talked to a couple other people. One of the guys, Seth Donahoe from our office, says, you know, there's a verbal description of every single one of those. So we looked it up. The description says, coming from Warren Road, starting at Warren Road and Shirley Road, southward on Shirley Road
Southwood.
yeah,
to the western border of the Squanicook River Wildlife Management Area. So that would
Which
be
is right
to
there.
right there.
Okay,
Then follow the Squanicook Management Area property line southwesterly, southeasterly, and northeasterly back to Shirley Road. So this
It's,
overlay is just overlaid incorrectly in the
Correct.
wrong spot. It doesn't belong on Mr. Araujo's land. It belongs on
That's
the
what
on this
wetlands.
piece, on this press.
So I know that's your letterhead on it, but where is
Uh,
that a deeded thing?
Yeah, that's I can get you the,
I'm just curious.
no, that is,
I-
you have to do
He's
some
got it.
searching to find these. I've seen them before. I knew they existed.
for the Squanicook Meadows, the language on,
It has the exact boundaries. It describes, in some cases, it might say 300 feet down the road to,
Yeah,
you know,
to a
turn
point, to a point.
and things like that. And
right,
so
there's
it's specific.
verbiage on description with that.
Right,
It
right.
is, this is specific. It starts
Oh,
right
it's
here.
very specific.
It starts.
It's always specific verbiage.
Right, right,
It
right.
always is.
So my mistake was not checking it out a little closer. I certainly am gonna get in touch with
Isn't the
Rebecca
most
about it.
important question to be that overlay is incorrect that you're, and we're looking at right now with that piece of Mr. Araujo's property on Squanicook?
No, it's vice versa.
What it is it's,
Okay,
it's kind of backwards, Jimmy.
You're looking at two
That's what-
maps that are overlaid each other and
Yeah.
they're not overlaid exactly
Yeah.
right,
okay,
is what it comes down to.
that's, all right.
So really isn't.
What we're looking at is really what we're looking at, but it isn't.
Well, if you take the deed description and
Yeah.
you follow this down to this point.
It actually should go all the way
All the way
back
to
to
the
here.
top,
and to
It
there.
down,
does.
and
It
back
says,
to
it
the
shows
road.
that. It shows that,
That's exactly what it says.
That's how they want you to trace it. That's how the language
which puts this
indicates
piece,
and shows you how to trace it.
Right,
which puts this piece out of it.
I like the old methods of it, three
Right.
stones and, you
All
know.
right, so let's let Chris.
So the point of that is, we're no longer in
He
this
is, we
situation
were doing
where we
that.
can't fill the wetland. So I just wanted to get that straightened out. Obviously, there's other stuff in there regarding filling in the wetlands, and we submitted to Mesa. We haven't heard anything back from them because we are in a habitat area as well.
But that's what got DEP to make all the comments.
Right, so, but I wanted to get that squared away and made you guys aware. Rebecca's on vacation until Monday, so I will get in touch with her and go over it with her. I think anybody that sees that information, you guys can keep that, I can make more copies. But I think when she looks at that information, she's gonna agree
No,
that,
she
we're
can't,
clearly,
yeah, she
right,
can't not.
we're clearly not in that zone.
I mean, that's as descriptive as it gets.
Right, right. So the proposal is for a new single-family, four-bedroom house to be located here. There's a wetland that kind of traverses the property. The wetland ends right up in here, kind of comes up into his property a little bit like so. So we've proposed a crossing here at the skinniest spot. The DEP comments did say something about a channel. We had not seen any kind of channeling out here. And again, the wetland ends right up here, so it's probably unlikely that there's any kind of stream channel in there.
It's headed that way.
Right, it's all going down this way, and then it goes under.
It's heading towards Squonka.
And even when I looked at the USGS maps, there's really not even any swale. You can't even really see a swale in this area with the contours. So I don't think it would fall into the category of a stream, but certainly that's something we'll be looking into.
What is that, the replication?
Yeah, so we have a replication
So we do
area
have a
shown over here. Yeah. For I think we did a 1.5 times.
I'd say 1.5.
And what's the culvert going under the,
Well, yeah, that's a 12-inch RCP, which to me is undersized.
smooth culvert, 12-inch, just one for
Yeah,
whatever
how do you-
crossover?
How do you, well, that's for shallow coverage, I mean, that's why they use an RCP, because they're not showing
As
the coverage.
I
over
mentioned, when
The grade over the top is in a foot, it's not giving it the cover. They're
When we
just laying
started
it,
this-
putting a little gravel over it. Calling it a day.
this project was 3/4 done by the time it landed on my desk. The culvert design and the whole crossing design was designed by one of the other engineers, so I don't know what they put into it. But just looking at the small area, I would say there's probably not a lot of volume going through there.
Yeah, well, look at last year.
Yeah,
They're gonna-
right.
That's the biggest thing they'll come back to.
Certainly, we can look at some calculation. And I think the DEP comments did mention something about the culvert as well, so.
As to what they may
Right.
want,
Well, they want 401,
Yeah.
yeah.
they want what?
A 401 water quality, so they want stream crossing standards. which
Want
You're
that
gonna
on
try, hold on, a
everything.
second, Jimmy, which you're gonna try to argue against, because there's really no channelized streaming.
Right,
But at the same time, I'd overbuild it, and Kevin makes a good point, the coverage, so maybe a bigger.
Right.
but that doesn't change that he's gonna need to do 401 water quality.
Well, I mean, based on the elevation that you got running right through the middle of it.
They don't do that on a
12 inch
trade-off.
one's all you're gonna get in there.
And the
Well, I mean, without
I mean, you
raising,
could double
you
them
can
up.
raise the driveway,
You
put
could countersink
two
it.
side by
Well,
side.
you're supposed to countersink it.
Yeah.
Right,
But
or
you
you could do
only wanna
multiples
countersink a
of them,
couple
2 or
inches.
3 of them.
What do you want to countersink it below the bottom of
Well,
the
you're supposed
elevation of the pipe?
Hello.
Thanks
Hey,
for coming.
Hey, John Arujo here. I just wanted to say that area there really is no stream or flow or anything. It gets damp like a couple weeks out of the year after the snow melts off. But there really isn't any flow or any type of water movement there, if that helps.
You don't have water on the right side building up, water on the left building up, it just.
No, it gets damp when the snow melts in the spring, and that's about it usually. There's no flow, there's no standing water usually. It's just like I said, it's kind of a runoff area.
The elevation is just, it's a slight head towards
When
Shirley.
was the wetlands, flagged?
I don't recall off the top of my head.
So it was something that you inherited when you took over the plan?
Yeah, it had. I think we had sent Chuck Karen out there to look at this
Okay.
afterwards. Seth Donahoe from our office as well looked at it. It was very questionable kind of area. They all felt it was more or less a borderline type area as far as being a wetland.
I just didn't know, because I know they change.
Right,
Yeah.
right. I don't think it was all that long ago.
Okay.
And this is a break off of family property. In other words, it was a bigger parcel that we started with, and this is a break off of your family property that you're.
Yeah. My house is on almost 15 acres, and I'm dividing 3 acres off to give to my son and his wife. They're going to build a small house there. So yeah, it's part of a family family property.
Okay, all right, that's all that I had got, because you would ask me to go out on a sidewalk out there, I'm like, a few days ago, I'm like, we'll talk about that later.
No, they're trying to eat the snow and now we have even more snow, so,
Yes.
you know.
I mean, how
Homer's
much,
just trying to
how
get it
much
done.
can I do? Would I have met you out there for the sidewalk to go over what? Was it,
On the schedule that
is
he
it
had
marked?
going.
Did I have a set of plans? I was going out there blindfolded.
John, I think you told me that we've staked out the location, haven't we?
The house location?
Yeah, the house and septic system?
Yeah, there's some stakes up on top of the hill. There's a little hill there. The house is going to sit up on the hill, and the driveway is going to come in off the street there and through that small wet area. Yeah, the house was staked out. The septic system goes behind it, and yeah, that's the only really wet spot on the property. And there's some on the state land.
That's high and dry
within the
gravel,
buffer.
ain't it?
I'm sorry?
High and dry gravel up top, ain't it?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Chris, what other comments did DEP have, knowing that we can't really close this tonight, but we can.
They recommended that, you guys as the commission, confirm whether or not there's a channelization going through there. I think it has, and that would have to do with the 401.
As I turned my head to you and looked,
Well, that's what it says, Mass DEP recommends a commission confirm the location of the proposed crossings do not possess sufficient channelization to be considered a stream.
That makes, no, and that makes sense.
So then I guess they're just asking to look at it. It
So in
sounds to
other
me like
words,
it isn't.
when we do a site walk, we're gonna look at the right and the left, figure out. I mean,
Make sure there isn't a,
We're gonna look for some evidence of,
staining.
channeling or anything like that. If it's flat, which Topo's
It is.
showing, Topo's calling it flat.
So if it's
Um,
defined as a stream, then there's obviously stuff that goes along with that we would have to comply with.
Simple and straight. And so, and it's going towards the Squanicook this way, correct?
Quite surely, yeah.
And
Yes.
what's your change of topo from like where your glasses were, Kevin, to over there? Minimal,
Well,
almost
you gotta-
nothing?
309 and over here, you're
306.
3.6. So you got a 3 foot, you got a 3 foot run and
200 feet.
in 200 feet. Less than 2%, but it's moving.
You know, a strong
But
quarter.
there's nothing on the plan here. When the topo was done, you're seeing these grade lines through
Yep,
here.
yep,
There's
yep.
no evidence that there's a channel here.
So
You know,
that-
this is flat
right,
going right
right.
across here.
And
Okay,
that's what I saw in the USGS maps.
Yeah.
It was, on a general sense, there's no.
I mean, you can see
swale
this
showing
contour
there.
line goes right through. He's
Yeah,
gonna put
there's
the driveway
patches
in
of-
right here.
Oh,
So this is flat right here. This contour line right here comes right across here and goes right back across.
so it's,
Basically, right where the
Move.
driveway's flat.
Right.
It's flat.
I'm just
I know the
getting my
area
head
fairly
wrapped
well.
around whether we're gonna look at it and say 20 foot, a bigger culvert, more capacity, no problem, I get it, we're good, I just want to have an idea what the topo
My
for the
expectation
200 feet were.
would
3
be
foot?
if we need more capacity on the culvert, we would probably add a culvert. We're not gonna go for a bigger
Bigger
diameter.
culvert.
It's gonna make a more
You don't want
filled
to-
situation.
Why do that? Throw it
That'll
on
just
the side.
push the
Right.
driveway up higher, push
Yeah,
it down
why do
lower,
that? Why do
two
that?
can do the same as one.
Right.
Gotcha.
You know, they use an RCP so they could put shallow cover over it.
Yeah.
So they
To
make,
keep the grade, to keep the grading within the silt fence area.
they make comment about the replication area, just, that we should show some grading that easy enough to do this. Gonna be one contour line going through it.
The DEP was concerned about leveling the grading off or not, just,
no,
it
just
should.
contour lines.
No, I don't show any. I don't show any
Going through the,
contours.
how many square feet, 1,000, 1,200?
No, it's a valid thing. It's an easy.
No,
thing
no,
for
I
you to do.
understand
Yeah,
that, but
I'm basically gonna
but
show
how many
a
square
new
feet
contour.
is the
line that goes like that.
replication area?
It's 1,000.
Yeah, it's about
Right.
1,000 and we're more than twice the amount. We're
Usual, about
450.
1,000 to 1,200 feet on a replication?
Yeah, we're doing 450 square feet of fill, so we're more than double.
So, was there, I know there was a plan succession note.
Yeah, we do have a note on, we have some stuff on here regarding the plantings. Schedule there, wetland replication.
Yeah,
No.
you say 75%?
The usual
Yeah, that says that it must
Blueberry.
achieve 75% survival.
Yeah,
So that's something that,
That's standard,
Dogwoods.
that's standard.
yeah, I was gonna say they basically
Yeah.
look for that
Yeah,
you know, looking for
you know,
that
high bush
until it's-
blueberries, marrow rod, fern,
down the road.
sensitive fern, a few red maples.
red mapes, everybody's
Yeah.
good. As long as you
Not
got a red
showing a lot,
maple,
not
everyone's
showing a
happy.
lot.
So, Chris, this is the thing that we need to discuss though. Projects like this in the past, this commission has inherited that they have gone awry, where they do more clearing
Right,
than what is permitted,
right.
especially with
Nature of the
wetland
beast.
crossings associated. So we need to figure out a way to make sure that there's not excessive.
Well, all the grading right there is all the grading work is within the silt fence area.
No.
I know what
I'm
I know what he's
talking
getting.
Oh, you're talking,
I'm talking specifically about one up
oh,
on,
okay, yeah, not far from there.
nope, yeah, it's not. I
Not
don't know.
far from
It's,
there, I'm with you, I'm
Hey,
with you.
you guys are talking all
No,
cryptic
it's
here.
one
Where,
off
Pierce Brook.
by Pierce Brook, yes. Where they cleared
Yeah,
too
not far
much.
from there, yeah,
was that near the bridge, the solar area?
no.
No. Where was I? I missed that.
I don't remember.
Unfortunately, as engineers, we experience stuff like this all the time. We're usually the last person to find out when people do stuff like that.
Right, well, I know.
Our plans are clear. We show erosion control lines, and I believe in our notes, it states that those are the limit of work areas.
Remember those little placards that?
Can I ask John a question? John, you still with us, buddy?
I'm here.
This is all small hardwoods in here, right? This was logged off.
Many years ago, yeah. Yeah, it was probably 25 years ago, 20 years ago, yeah.
Oh, so there is some stuff, 12-inch stuff on this,
Oh,
that
yeah.
you gotta cut coming up this driveway.
Yeah. 12-inch? No, probably there's more than there's a lot of little stuff coming from the road, and up on the hill, there's a couple big trees that got to come down.
But that's up in here, we got some area to work.
Oh yeah,
I
yeah,
guess-
up where the house is going.
Would you and your son gonna hand cut this?
Probably, yeah, yeah, yes.
We have to be realistic too, Kevin.
Well, no, I'm just saying, if they're gonna hand cut this driveway, it's a narrow stretch. The easiest way to do this part of it is hand cut the thing. Get up in here, don't clear the replication area right in this area here. And then build the driveway up into the lot. And then clear the lot
Yeah.
after. Now they got some room, they can bring a skidder in here, they can bring a chipper in here. It's on a job like, on a site like this is how I would do it if I was gonna do it. Do the driveway, now you can work, and if you hand cut it, you can work within these narrows. You can go in there with a small excavator and paw the stuff out of there without knocking down the silt fence and making a big project out of it. Get it up into here, stockpile it, get the driveway gravelled, and then come up and do the rest of the site. Pretty simple.
Chris is the.
Yeah, where the driveway's going in, there's probably 6-inch trees, maybe a couple 8 inches, but they're very small.
Small stuff, the canopy is gonna fit within the silt fence area.
Right, right.
Yes.
Then you can work it, rather than coming in with a big machine and.
Yeah, we're gonna-
Over the area, we're trying to keep the work area within the
So
silt,
there's more.
within the silt fence.
Right.
Right. Where the,
And
where the,
what happens
where the-
to us all the time, John, all the time, is these guys will come in and they lay these trees down and then they take out the silt fence. And then by the time they go in to clean up the mess, now they're destroying ground on the other side of the silt fence.
right,
So if
I get you.
hand cut this area, you get up in here to where it widens out, you take this brush and stuff, you carry it up in here with a small excavator, you're working within your limit of work. And
Right.
you're not disturbing anything, you get the stuff up, you stockpile it,
I would like.
then you call
to
somebody like my
utilize-
cousin to come in after that, you get the driveway in, he can get in there, get set up and cut it, or whoever.
Right. There's not a lot of big trees that have to come down, maybe 2 or 3 around the area where the house is going. That's pretty much it.
You might be able to it's not thick in there as I recall,
Nope,
you might just be able to hand cut the lot and be done with it.
I probably will, to be honest with you, yeah.
Tobacco out in there and you can move the stuff,
Kevin.
Right,
I'm gonna
right.
bring this back. So Chris has to add some labels here for the 35-foot buffer,
Yeah.
50 foot and the 100 foot, just so that it's on the plan.
What, he doesn't have it marked 35 foot?
He has
The lines are on there, it's not labeled.
Oh,
I probably have the text layer turned off.
Remember those the circle, the wetlands?
Yeah.
Placards
Yeah.
and the circle thing?
Yeah,
Colby's trying to look for them as an example.
we have a bulk of them. There's a
Right,
bulk
right.
of them in the office. They gotta be there somewhere. He'll find them in Jessica's.
So
I mean,
I'm
I
thinking-
even have like 6 of them.
I'm thinking
You know.
those should be utilized on the wetland crossing, up
Yep, up into the site.
up to the
Drive.
35 foot buffer.
It's kind of always been,
Find them?
yeah, yeah. Yeah, there should be,
This is what the people from Bloomberg were looking for.
there should be a stack of those there should be quite a few. We bought a whole bunch.
Couple of hundred of them.
I hear Lunenburg's requiring those.
Oh, yeah, probably. I'm surprised.
Oh, you're Lunenburg?
New disturb zone. So you want those at the 35 foot on either side?
This isn't.
We can ask for it. We haven't started, but it's
No.
part
Show
of the
mine.
standard operating
Yeah.
procedure on these manners.
Yeah,
And I think you have a stack of them.
Yeah.
we'll sell them to you for $50 a piece, John.
45, because we like,
Take 'em.
no, make it to me. Anyway, but we always get hung
Just
up
kidding, John.
on, we're gonna do it on a granite post.
So, hold
Is
on.
it gonna be done on a pressure ridge?
We
Put 'em
don't
on
need to
tree.
get that.
Put 'em
Can
on
you
tree.
give that to Chris and Chris can put that in the detail?
Leave that here, don't take it
No,
with
he
you.
can take that with him.
Is he gonna pay for it?
It's like $50.
Well, 45, we'll give you a discount.
Oh, yeah.
Johnny's paying
$5
now, they're
discount.
60.
Yeah, there you go.
Bring it back.
He's only gonna put one
Okay,
on each
okay,
lot.
let's reel this in, because we actually have a chance to be done at a decent hour tonight.
Right.
Yeah, I'm starving, I didn't get supper.
And Chris, we do have 2 complimentary nails that go with that thing. Just letting you know.
I won't need the nails. I'm just gonna make.
Yeah, you get a complimentary one with the 2 nails that go with it, John.
Right?
Okay,
Yeah.
great. Galvanized?
Absolutely. Stainless.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, guys, there's a lot of talking, and it's gonna be difficult for Colby to do the minutes. And, we don't make it easy for him, it's gonna be you having to do it.
Kevin's the one talking more than me tonight. I've been pretty quiet so far.
Chris is going to add some labels
It's
to
your
all
turn
of
to
these
go on with the
lines. Because they are required, and then you're gonna address all the DEP comments.
Yeah, and obviously I'll need to speak with Rebecca and make sure she understands and agrees that we're not in the ACEC. I don't want to proceed without them being on board with that.
Oh, sure, they'll have to do a site visit for that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We
So
just- We just had fun with her and something.
I've got, one of the guys in my office, looking at the, ORW situation with the 401 water quality certificate
Okay.
stuff. So that'll still be needed as long as we're filling, wetlands, so.
All right, so our next meeting these meetings, March the 12th and the 26th. Which one do you think would be realistic to?
Like I said, we haven't heard from Mesa yet, so.
26.
Yeah, would you be opposed to that, John?
March 26th?
Yeah.
Yes, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
You may not be able to get the stuff. Chris may not be able to get the stuff between now and the 12th meeting. So we can put you
Okay.
on.
Yeah, that'll work. Sure.
All right.
We tried not to drag things out, but we really can't do a sidewalk until we have a little less snow and
yeah, it's,
and then there's the stuff Chris has to address with
Right,
the
right.
state, which is
It's-
understandable. And
Could take a little bit.
Yeah, so I think if we go to them, I think
so
it'll be an
I
issue.
make a motion to continue this to March
Could I
26th.
just ask for one question?
Oh, I'm sorry, Mike. No, you could ask.
Well,
you can
being
ask as
new
many
at
as you want.
being new at this game, there's a lot of terminology and jargon, which I got in context. I know what you're all talking about, except the one part that I'd like a little explanation is the replication area. What's that like? What's that all about?
Chris, can you explain?
Yeah, so,
Mike is our newest commissioner. We
Yeah.
recruited him.
yes,
When you take
I
the
think
square
I kind of
footage.
figured that out. So, whenever we fill wetlands, the Wetlands Protection Act requires a minimum of a 1-to-1 replacement or replication.
Yeah.
So in this case, we're filling 450 square feet of wetland area here and putting in a culvert so to keep the hydraulic connection. And so we've designated an area here. This is the existing wetland line, and we're gonna basically create a new wetland line along this point. What they do is the wetland material they excavate out of here, they stockpile, or in some cases, they may actually excavate this area first, then they bring over this stuff directly over into this wetland area. They bring in some wetland-specific plants, and they excavate down to, I think it's within 6 inches of the water table.
Yeah,
Okay.
so-
So basically, you're creating
Excuse me,
wetland.
it looks like it's already in a wetlands area.
No, it's not, it's
But
on
no,
the
it's
edge,
not.
Mike.
Right, no, the edge of the wetland actually runs
Okay,
right here.
I
That's
see.
the edge of the
Okay.
existing flagging right now.
Right.
And we're gonna basically from here, throughout this whole area, we're going to excavate down to within 6 inches of the water table. That way it should establish, and that's
Mm-hmm.
part of one of the comments from DEP about this establishing as a wetland. Usually takes at least 2 growing seasons before you can really know if it's gonna work or not.
Okay.
And so they come back and check and make sure that these wetland plants are taking and surviving.
And survive.
And the
Okay, that's what
area
these
is-
were all.
And the
And that's-
75% percentage rate is the number, the minimum number of wetlands plants that are replicated or planted in this area, they have to survive.
Right, gotta survive.
Did I just see what they were?
And it will always accompany a schedule of what they're gonna put in as for planting.
But you do have to
Silver
pay
maple,
attention
red
to the
maple,
sizes,
blueberry, high pitch, blueberry, right.
because we have seen it where they actually mark out,
6
where they
foot.
write down the mature height.
Yeah.
Right,
$2,000
Which-
a piece.
What was
You're-
one of these
Chris's
places?
mates, it was the one on
Six-
Pierce Road.
16
They put the mature height, and they thought they had to put the mature height.
$2,000 a piece, some of the maples.
It was a ride, because you should have, but they wanted 16 foot. I don't think we can fit those in our car.
$40,000 for plant material.
Oh, yeah, something that you
But
dig
20
down.
Yeah, it was something ridiculous.
24,000.
Wow. Oh,
It,
yeah.
no, it was
It was 24,000 just for the plants.
Did you see it, Mike? The
Yeah,
plant?
but no, I see,
So,
yeah.
the
you know,
schedule.
those are, they're all small saplings, but which, look, tend to
Generally will
have the
take
better
that,
success.
So we put them all down as 3 to 4 foot high, 18 to 24 inches, a number 1 container for the ferns.
Yeah,
A plug or bare root for the sensitive ferns,
Plug,
and
yeah.
4 to 6 inches, 4 to 6 feet on the red maple.
There's all
So
kinds of different
that's
jargon for
what you're
different
gonna buy.
plants.
they're wetland
Right.
replication quality. They're
Yeah.
not, you're not putting landscape quality in.
Right.
So you expect the red maples to only get to be 6 to 8 feet?
No,
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 You
the
put them in at
at
6
the
feet.
installation height is that.
They'll go full term. Jimmy be down tapping them in another 20 years, you know? And there's different places that sell all this site specific tree and arbor
Wetlands.
for
Wetlands
wetland
trees.
application, just like some of the
All right,
conservation.
so I'm gonna reel this in.
seed.
So I make a motion to, continue this hearing to March 26th. Is there a second?
Not the 12th, the
Second.
26th? Okay.
Second.
Yes. Chris thinks I would give him enough time.
Kevin, you second that?
I did already.
Mike, do you have any other questions?
No?
No, you can ask it.
No, I'm just curious about, there's already wetlands there with whatever plants are growing there. We'll see when we go on the site visit. And now there's going to be introducing perhaps some new ones, perhaps not.
Right, so, and part of reusing the wetland soil is that the native
Acclimation.
seeds
And there's
are
already,
gonna,
Right.
Quick
they're-
acclimation.
will revegetate the area even quicker, and I think you had a note on there for wetland, seed mix. too.
Wetland seed mix, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
It's a
You-
simple
you guys-
concept. What we take, we gotta give back.
yes, John?
I just wanted, are you guys gonna want to come out before the 26th probably then?
Mhm.
well, we
In
want,
theory,
yeah,
if it's not,
3
we
and
don't
4
have,
feet of snow.
Yeah,
yeah,
Sounds good.
so Colby will schedule it.
so this is as it stands, we're gonna schedule in a site walk, not a solo walkabout, right?
We're just trying to,
Trying to keep
feel our way
things
through
moving.
this. It's all good. So, Kevin second, roll call vote starting Mike,
Mike Bott said yes.
James Brown, yes.
James Keith, yes.
Kevin Smith, yes.
25th.
What?
26th. 26th.
Okay, and in the meantime, I will, make sure we're on board with Rebecca as well. Get you the proofs, the, butter notice proofs, and
You add those signs and those labels.
Make sure John gets that, with the 2 stainless steel nails we're gonna get.
Aluminum nails.
This
Aluminum nails, that's right, aluminum nails with
This was mine.
$45.
Whoa.
I'm gonna bring it back, I'm bringing it back.
You want them rusting out there.
That's why we had to go up on all the fees, Chris, I mean.
Don't get me started on the fees.
Budgets.
Chris loves them.
All right, thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you, John.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Moving on, it is 8:02, 3.1 NRWA, grant. So Colby was gonna pick a handful of conservation properties that we'd like to apply funding to have them, surveyed, mapped and bound.
Yeah, so you want to look into doing some, timber fencing on it, right?
Well, if you see
Nope, We
anything-
gotta survey, map and bound them first.
Right, so we're talking about Dudley.
Mhm.
We already did that.
West Meadow,
Those are the ones.
Okay, what properties?
that we got the grant money for to do up the boundary work,
All
correct?
right, well, okay. So we needed you to go through the conservation, the list of properties that we control or own. And see if there are any properties that would be, worth surveying, mapping and bounding, like we are having done on Dudley Road in West Meadow right now. So, The
and
grant application is due, I don't remember when, but it's due very shortly.
And also, if you're out, I call it cruising those pieces, take a look and see what you think was on there for, there's 100,000 feet or 10,000 feet or something on there for.
We're gonna have to have the loggers look at that.
Well, no, he spent a lot of time, he's got a lot of
Roby
knowledge in
knows
that. At least he can give us a quick overview, or, hey, there's a lot of stuff there, or-
From logging.
he
and
came
Arbor,
from that,
so-
he understands it.
We have Townsend or Conservation Commission control a list of properties, however many it might be.
I thought you were specifically talking about.
Excuse me one moment.
So we need to, but the National River, grant, I don't remember what the due date is. I know it's early March, I believe.
It is, yeah.
So,
To have them surveyed and completed,
no, to apply for additional funding.
we're gonna bump it from the 20,
Well, that's a separate one. We're not pumping anything. We're asking for more money.
more money, right? That's what a bump is, more money.
So we will put it in your hands to, you're gonna have to figure out a couple and then get quotes from two people, like Dilson Roy and whoever else.
Stick with
And I-
those.
I was going through some old documents, I found that, probably off of Ash Street and South Harbor have they done, are there any specific ones that you're thinking of?
No,
It is,
I can't, offhand, I can't think of it.
it's gotta be mapped out there. There's an overview map where it'll say conservation owned property, town owned,
There's
DCR.
a list of them.
Yeah,
So I'm gonna keep moving on because I'm tired. 4.1. Greenville Road A&R approval not required. Planning board approval of property subdivision on January 13th, 2025.
is that Tossie?
I don't know.
Yeah, it's gotta be that property they took out of commercial.
So I don't even have. Attached is a copy of A&R, which was endorsed by planning board on January 13th, 2025.
Yeah. Some of the last commercial property taken,
Which one's that?
Tossie's.
Oh,
Greenville Road?
Are switching it back? They voted to switch it back to residential, right?
Yeah.
They
Yeah,
put a
he
couple
took it
lots
out,
in.
he took it out
There's
of,
kids or something?
yeah,
Was that
What?
current use?
No, I don't think it was.
I think it was,
Okay, well.
but it was some of the, I mean, I didn't know you were that
What did you say, Colby?
low on commercial property
No,
available
this
in
is saying
town.
that we have to.
It's not much.
It-
Be a
no.
survey, 'cause-
It is very little, very little. I don't,
I don't blame him for doing what he did.
We don't have to
No,
do
no.
anything with it right now.
He saw something there.
So,
family.
items for discussion. Next meeting, we have for the March 26th meeting, continuation 23 Shirley Road and guests from Mass Wildlife to come in and discuss some properties. Both our next two meetings are March 12th and March 26th, 2025 at 7 PM. In the Selectmen's chambers.
We'll make a motion.
Can we go back to number 6?
Yes.
So the MACC Annual Environmental Convention is March 1st at Holy Cross. It's an all-day conference with half a dozen, well, more than half a dozen, many classes and discussions to choose from. I'd like to go. I'm just wondering
We have funding for that
if we have money to pay the $150.
from the WPA.
Okay, if I register, then reimbursement is,
I don't know.
tell you,
In the past, they paid directly,
Yeah,
oh, is that right?
but
comes right out of the WPA wetland protection
We
account.
Colby,
have an account for it, so.
Yeah,
Colby, can you and Mike get
Sure.
together?
Oh, yeah.
That'd be great.
Okay.
And then you can give us a presentation and
oh, you got a lot
What
of
else,
different blocks to
interested in
choose from.
MACC
Oh, yeah.
courses,
You can go,
Jimmy,
lot of different blocks.
Hey,
please.
we have other courses
Love you, man.
available too.
Love you.
They're-
the
lot of them are
25th is my
online.
resignation date, so just keep that in on it, because I'm not up for the anymore doing it, that's all. I'm telling them something to look forward, that's all.
I know,
Look
but
at
can we
different
just?
Okay,
There's
let's
5
be
different
done it.
conversations going on.
Okay,
You gotta stay till the end of the year, December 31st.
no, I don't.
Yes, you do.
No, I don't.
Pat will be back and she'll bring you cookies.
Anyway. Just be aware. Anyway,
And finally,
You can suck one more year out of yourself.
it's really a shame that I went to that MVP Municipal Vulnerability and Preparedness Program for
I
the
knew I forgot
culverts.
to go to something.
What's that?
I said I knew I forgot to go to something.
Oh, it was an excellent presentation. Unfortunately, 3 or 4 people showed up. There were more people than there were presenters. I mean, there were more presenters than there were people. It's really a shame because it's people should know what's going on
And that was rescheduled because of snow.
because of the snowstorm, right?
Is there anything that we should know?
Well, the money has already been funded for surveying all the culverts. This is just culverts, and nothing to do with dams or anything else. And so they're in the process of identifying them all, prioritizing them, which ones might need some kind of rebuild mitigation. But the other thing that was interesting is that they look upstream, let's not just make the capacity bigger on this culvert, or let's just repair it. Let's look upstream and see what we can do for, what was the term I used?
Resiliency,
What's that?
for resiliency purposes?
For resiliency, I think I wrote it down here. It was green infrastructure, nature-based solutions. In other words, put in like big rain gardens to help the water percolate into the soil rather than go downstream. So it was very fascinating. Yeah, but so now I think, what's her name? Erin? She was there, sort of introducing the whole thing. And I think she said that within a week or 2 from that date, some of the representatives from the MVP were going to meet with Highway Department and a couple other people. They wanted to keep it small, discuss some of these issues and then open it up to, the public with some workshops that people can attend. So it sounded pretty good.
Great.
Yeah, thanks for bringing that up. We actually had a short meeting this morning about it too with Jim and myself.
Jimmy Smith,
Yeah, sorry, Jimmy. But yes, we need help identifying culverts that are in disrepair or.
That's quite a few of them in town.
Yeah,
There's quite a few
there's
of
a
them
bunch
in
of
town.
them. I did my survey.
Email me, we need to know.
Did you report yours?
I went over this initiative 8 years ago. I spoke to Jimmy a year ago. He was out on the property last month looking at my culverts. I already took care of them. I say too much anyway. We can adjourn this now. Let's shut this down. We done?
Make a motion,
Cookies for you.
make a motion.
Just one more thing. No.
No.
No, fire
I'm
away.
just kidding.
And they have a section in there for culverts. That's where it started. I got that from down at Walden Woods about the culvert, fixing them and such. Everybody takes a little piece of their town, goes over, does an overview and blah, blah, blah.
Over is a touchy with the state too.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Well, if you won't make a motion, I'll make a motion.
here we go.
I'll make a motion to adjourn the conservation meeting at 8:11 PM.
Jimmy second, Mike, start the vote.
Mike Potts said yes.
Jim Duran, yes.
James Gates, yes.
Kevin Smith, yes.